Oh, you're so serious right now. Hello, friends. Today I come to you with some Summerween recommendations. If you don't know what Summerween is like Halloween, but during the summer. Some of us, we are in a spooky mood, maybe all year round. And if you're like me, you cannot wait for the seasonal part of the year, which I try to stick to horror books. But there are a couple that are considered more thriller like, but for me, I thought they fit perfectly in the summer moods because of the setting, because of like what happens in the book. And there's one that is because of the cover and the aesthetic that comes in the blurb of the book that I thought, oh, this would be really cool to read during the summer. I might read it this summer. Who knows? I'm currently reading a couple more books. It's a nonfiction book. I'll put it up here. I don't have it with me right now. I left it in my room. I'll put it right here. It's about how we were not raised to be out and about because it's like unsafe. So from our bedrooms and the internet, it formed our worldview and who we are, and also how you go on the internet and my dog, and what you see is often a gross bedroom. So it's pretty good so far. I'm about 30% through the book. I bought it directly from the author because she's an author and I believe she holds a PhD. I'll put it in the description if you're interested. But I've been following the author for a while, since before she announced the books. And then when she announced them, I thought, oh, I gotta have them. Yeah, give them to me. So I got two. I got this one, the one that I'm reading right now, and this other one, which I plan to read next. I want to take a little break because if I read the same genre in a row, I get very annoyed. So without further ado, let's get into some Summerween recommendations. We cannot have Summerween without some goosebumps. This one is The Scarecrow Walks at Midnight. I read this book. I remember I was living in an apartment with my family. I had my own bedroom. And it was like 1 a.m. because I read it in one sitting. And I'm reading at about 1 a.m. and suddenly I hear like some noises outside. And I got so scared. It turns out it was the neighbor's kids. But I was so scared because I was immersed. I was probably around the last parts of the book, and I got chills as I was reading it. And then that noise outside of the apartment, no, I was really scared. So I think so many of the Goosebumps books are pretty good for Summerween. There's this one, then there's Horrorland. Also, I believe it's the first one. Well, there's also the Welcome to Camp Lanier or Ghost Camp. That one as well. I think, for some reason, I think Monster Blood falls under Summerween. But that's just me. And the next one, this is the one that I have not read. It is in my TBR. This one. Cicadas Sing of Summer Graves. And it was because of the cicadas and because of summer. And I don't know, it just has a very summer horror aesthetic based on the cover, obviously, but also based on the blurb and the description in the back. It says, years ago, yellow fever gripped the small lakeside town of Prosper, Arkansas. At the height of that summer swelter, obviously, yeah, summer. In the wake of an unexpected storm, the dam failed and the valley flooded, drowning the town and everyone trapped inside. The secrets of old Prosper drowned with them. Now, decades later, when a mysterious locked box is pulled from the depths of the lake, Three descendants of that long ago tragedy are hurled into another feverish summer. Cassie, the reclusive sole witness to an impossible horror no one believes. Lark, a wide-eyed dreamer haunted by bizarre visions. June, the traveler caught between longing for a fresh start and bearing witness to the ghost of her past. So, yeah. This one sounds more like a thriller, like mystery thriller, but summer. So that's why I decided to include it in the Summerween recommendations. Then there's this one. This book, All the Missing Girls by Megan Miranda. It had me by a chokehold. I read it a summer when I was away from home. And I was like, what's going on? What's happening? And well, it is a thriller. I'm putting it in the Summerween recommendations because some parts, they kept me up and I was sitting at the edge of my seat. I just flew through the pages because I needed to know. It was so tense. I was scared because of what might happen. But it was so tense that even though it's a thriller, there was fear, like how some horror novels can evoke. Then the next one, because I don't have, as you can see the books here, it's a big library and there's like some more over there. Not all of them are mine, but there's a lot of books here. But I use my local library as well. So the next books, I do not own a physical copy of them, but I wrote down the titles. And I'm gonna be putting them on screen as well. Another book that I think is perfect for summer, even though the protagonist, I don't remember if it takes place during the summer, and the protagonist is not like on summer vacation, but because of the aesthetics, it takes place in a mountain town. And I know a lot of people like to go camping for summer and being out in the woods and nature, reconnecting with nature. This book will have you not wanting to reconnect with nature. And it is A Lonely Broadcast by Kel Byron. I read the first book from my library. Like, I put the request in and I said, excuse me, can you buy this book? And they said, say please. And then I said, please, I have no money. Buy this book for me. And they bought it because I said please. So, oh my goodness, this book is horror. But okay, it is inspired on the author, Kel Byron. She started in the r/no sleep. And then many of the things that she put in the r/no sleep, she made them into the book. So it's this book, then the second one just came out, and I believe there's a third one coming out sometime soon. And it has that type of vibe in the horror. It's more realistic. It feels like something that you find on Reddit. There's like this random lady and she's saying, hey, this is going on, and then as you keep reading, it gets worse. And you're hoping for things to get better, but they don't. They never get better. So yeah, a really good book. Next one is She is a Haunting by Trang Van Tran. This one, it actually takes place during the summer. This one is YA horror, but do not let that deter you. It's terrifying. I was about to drop an F-bomb right now, but like that's how terrifying it is. But no, it is really scary. It is a teenager and she has to go to Vietnam because her dad, he's been absent from her life and from her sister's life. And the dad said, hey, if you help me remodel this house, I'll give you money, the money that you need for college. So he's holding that over her head. And the protagonist, she wants nothing to do with her dad, and she wants nothing to do with that house because some noises can be heard at night. Pretty soon things get worse. She starts seeing stuff, hearing voices, dreaming of stuff, and it just gets worse. In a similar manner, you think, you hope things can get better. They do not get better. And then they kind of get better, but then they get worse. You get the idea. So, in that one, imagine it's the horror, but add the sweltering heat of Vietnam. Very atmospheric, but also the spiral that the protagonist goes into, just, it was really good. Terrifying. I read it in one night. I think I had to work the next day, or I had to go to class the next day. And my dark circles were even darker because I stayed up until, I believe, like 4 a.m. reading it. But no regrets. I loved it. The next one, ooh, my foot fell asleep, is After the Rain by Nnedi Okorafor. This one, it's a short story. It was a short story first, and then the writer and some artists, they adapted it into a graphic novel. It's really good. It's scary, especially because of the cultural aspects. So in this one, like in this book, I spotted some stuff that I have seen in Mexico. And I thought, like, yeah, that is terrifying. Give me some more of that. The only downside to this book is that the pictures sometimes did not match the text in the story. Like, the text was saying something in the picture, like the artist said, no, I'm gonna draw whatever I want. So I was a little confused on that, but the story is really good. If you don't want to read the graphic novel, then I encourage you to read the short story. But this is a really good author. Next one, it's this one is actually a thriller. It's Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. Sager? I think it's Sager, because sage, the plant, by Riley. So it's a thriller, but it's summer days, hot summer days, and the situations with the protagonist, they were horrifying, but in a real life way. Like, to this day, I'm still thinking about that book, and I read it over 2 years ago. And it was really scary. And I read it in November, but I think the best time to read that book is during the summer. Because it's when people may have their hands fuller with their kids, if they have kids. Or if they have a job that gives them summer vacation, like if they're a teacher, like the protagonist in this book, they have more time available, which gives them time to peacefully spiral into their own thoughts and regrets. The last one, this one was a recommendation from my brother. He read the book, the actual book, when he was in middle school or elementary school. He was pretty young. And he kept telling me, you have to read it, it's really scary, it's really good. And he likes this author. He has read some other books by her. And I didn't read it because I was busy reading other stuff. A lot of romance, as you can see. And then a couple months ago, I finally read it, but I read the graphic novel. It's Wait Till Helen Comes by Mary Downing Hahn. It was pretty scary in a way that it's also it's YA but younger audience. I really recommend this book, and if you like younger reader horror, you might like this book, either the graphic novel or the book. That's it. those are the recommendations for Summerween. I will make another video with recommendations of romance books to read during the summer, because I know it's summer. If you're a student like me, you're in a transition period waiting for whatever's next. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to lose my mind and I don't want to lose my edge. So I've been reading, I've been writing. So I want to stay sharp, and I've been reading a lot in different genres, doing a bunch of other stuff as well. And reading different things is what's keeping me sane in a way. Sane as better as it gets, as best as it gets. So with summer comes the need to read other stuff. And if you want some Summerween books, you might like these ones. I also strongly recommend Sinead's video on Summerween, either the recent ones or pretty much any other video where she looks like she's having fun in the sun with some horror book. She got some really good recommendations, and some of the books that I have read but I did not put in this video, I got them recommended from her channel. That's it. In conclusion, enjoy your summer, play with your pets, play with your dogs, with your cats, with your pigeons. My dog is right here. Did you hear that? He is snoring. And enjoy summer. If you have other Summerween recommendations, let me know, because I want to read more like this, like horror during the summer. Yeah, take care. Bye-bye.